Hey guys, we're here with Ferruccio, who just topped Toronto Regionals with Chimera Melodious. How are you liking the deck for this new format?
It's a lot of fun. The new cards are crazy. Everybody's been like, what does that do? Like, yeah, that's really strong.
And you beat the only undefeated player, final round of Swiss. We're waiting for standings, but I guess before we continue, definitely want to mention your YouTube channel.
Yeah, it's GGGO. Just a new channel talking about Chimera. So
awesome. I'll link that down below, and yeah, let's just get right to it.
All right. So I played 3 Kodal, 3 Sword Knight, 3 Apprentice, 1 D-Bells, and 1 Tau. These are all like very standard, I feel like, at least for pure or like non-branded variants. And then it was also 3 Gazelle, 2 Baphomet. I sided out 1 Baphomet a lot, so you could just like not play 2. So that's something to consider. And then 3 Fusion. And then I also played the Patrick engine. I think you have to play this no matter what Chimera variant you're playing. So it's 3 Chain, 3 Patchwork, and 2 Poly. Every time the Patchwork or the Chain was in my hand, like the games were significantly easier. So those cards are definitely mandatory, I think. And then this is like the spicy version of the deck that I played today. I played Melodious cards, so 3 Refrain, a Couplet, and a Tam Tam. Most of the Melodious combos you see are only the Refrain and the 1 Couplet. But like for it to synergize more with Chimera, I played 1 Tam Tam because it searches Poly. Which a lot of the times, if you play Chimera, you'll realize like you just have hands with a bunch of monsters that don't do anything unless you have a spell. So this is just another way to get access to polymerization. And then with that, I played 3 Ostinato. It's just branded fusion that doesn't lose to Ash if you have a second one. And 1 Concerto. You just need it to do the whole combo. So that's it for the Melodious. And then the non-engine is unfortunately like super tight because the cards I just showed you is like 37 cards or something. So the deck size is 44 just to make a little more room. So there's 3 Emperm, 2 Talents, and a Called By. This card's insane. If you get hand trap, you make a Chimera anyways in your Talents. And if they only hand trap you once, they start their turn with like 3 cards. So, and then just 2 Ash. I wanted to play more than 40 because the Melodious cards do have like 3 bricks. So just more cards to draw instead of them. And it worked out nice. So that's it for the main deck. For the extra deck, there's some links. So Cross Sheep, which funny enough is a beast. So if you're struggling, don't have access to Gazelle, you can fuse with this to make Chimera, which came up more than I'd like to admit. But you make this you make all the links off the Melodious stuff. And this is just like one of the craziest cards in the extra deck. This is like the first thing you make when you activate Ostinato. And then you, at that point, have a Poly in your hand. So you can Poly with just stuff in your hand, use a Gazelle and whatever. And this will bring back your Gazelle, so you'll guarantee get both searches without using the Sword Knight, which has been huge. Everybody's saving their Ash for the Sword Knight, and I think I use Sword Knight effect. I can probably count on both hands like how many times total today over the 9 rounds. So the other link too is Little Knight. Just a strong card. Exceed the Pendulum is part of the Melodious combo, and it lets you climb into Appaloosa. So if you open an Ostinato, that's Appaloosa plus a Vortex Dragon, plus a Little Knight, so it's like a lot off of 1 card. And the Vortex will have 1 to 2 negates, so it's like a lot. The other 2 cards for the Melodious stuff is 2 Bacchas. You need to play 2 in order to make the Absolute Dragon to get the Vortex. So this is all the Melodious cards. There's 3, 6, 8. And then the rest is all just Chimera stuff in the extra deck. 1 Chimera and 2 Baphomet. The second Baphomet came up every single game. I never wanted to summon more than 1 Chimera, so this was like perfect. And then the 1 Illusion Beast won every game that it was summoned. Broken card. 1 Magnum, the Reliever. This card's also just like very, very good. It's funny because the Melodious cards, when you Pendulum summon out just a guy on a follow-up turn. That's a monster from the extra deck, so you can use it with a guy in your hand to make Magnum, which like caught people off guard today, so it's just funny. One Guardian Chimera and then one Chaos Angel. This card's super easy to make with the Nightmare Apprentice, and the Melodious monsters are level 4 lights, so this is like very free to have both effects, and it's very strong. That's it for the extra deck. In my side deck, but one change of heart. I sided this every time I went second, and I never saw it, so in theory it's nice to steal an Appaloosa, but it never came up. One Duster, 3 Cosmic, just for whatever generic stun decks. 3 Droplets for like Voiceless, and when I knew I would be going second into like break my board decks. I played 3 DD Crow. This is my favorite hand trap right now. You don't get killed by Tempai. It's really good against Voiceless, Pearly, Branded, everything. I sided this in a lot. The 3rd Ash, because I didn't want to play 45. 1 Wang Hu for Hubel, Flu, Pearly, just random stuff. And then the other 2 cards I played were 1 Archfiend Eris and 1 Symbol Archfiends. So in theory, like this could have just been 2 D-Barriers, but the idea was this is a searchable D-Barrier for Lynx. It makes the Snake Eyes matchup really, really free. All you have to do is, at any point in your turn, fusion summon Berfomet, and Berfomet sends Eris to the graveyard from your deck, which searches this, and this says they can only link summon 1 guy that turn unless they want to remove it and link again. So this was very good every time it came up. I don't think I ever flipped this one time. I had opponents read it, and then we went to the next game. So, yeah, I don't know if there's anything I would like really change about the deck. It's like performed pretty well today. Yeah, it was a lot of fun. That's really it.
Awesome. Well, any last shoutouts?
Yeah, shoutouts to Adam for letting me borrow half of these cards. They're hard to find where I'm from, so without him I wouldn't have had them. Shoutouts to Marco for helping me test against decks, I guess, here and there. And that's it.
Awesome, and shout out to your own channel as well.
Yeah, I guess, yeah.
Awesome, thank you so much.
Thank you.